Hello, I'm Mr. Craven from the NET English Director Team, and today I'm going to be talking through the character Bob Cratchit from A Christmas Carol. Bob Cratchit represents the working poor in Victorian society. Now, calling him Bob makes him relatable and formal, and Bob was Victorian slang for a shilling. Cratchit comes from a French word meaning a crooked or small man, although cratch was also a dialect verb for eating heartily. Now, Bob is Scrooge's clerk. He's introduced in Stave 1, working in a dismal little cell, with a fire almost of one coal. Bob seems to face threats about being sacked, but he still values Christmas, involuntarily applauding Fred. Now, Bob has no greatcoat, just a white comforter, with the coal symbolising his unsympathetic environment. And yet Bob is still metaphorically warmer than Scrooge. It's noticeable that Bob is not negative about Scrooge. He smiles faintly when Scrooge complains about Christmas, and in Stave 3 he toasts Scrooge as the founder of the feast. Bob's wages, referenced by both the narrator and by Scrooge, are 15 shillings a week, which isn't a lot. It's equivalent to about £60 a week now. Until Stave 3, Bob is unnamed. He's just Scrooge's clerk, defined by his job. In Stave 3, Bob is a family man. He's married to Mrs. Cratchit, he's father to Martha, Belinda, Peter, 2 younger children, and to Tiny Tim. Bob is playful, positive and supportive with his family, acting as Tim's blood horse all the way from church. He's religious, attending church and praying. Bob's a loving parent. He's heartbroken when he thinks that Martha can't come, and full of dread at the idea of Tim's death. Now, as well as happy and content, Bob is, as with all the Cratchits, grateful. He's grateful to Scrooge for the job. He's grateful, even in Stave 4, to have had Tiny Tim, however briefly. And it's in his grief that we see Bob most clearly, the loving father, slowed down by sorrow, still cheerful with his family, still grateful to Fred for his sympathy, and still hopeful about Peter's chances for a better life. Obviously, the novel ends with Scrooge changing his treatment of Bob, raising his salary, assisting his struggling family. It's no surprise that Bob, expecting nothing and grateful for his lot, should be terrified that Scrooge appears in need of a straitwaistcoat, mentally ill. Hardworking, moral, generous, happy, grateful, loving, good-humoured, sociable, deserving of help, Bob essentially represents Dickens' view of the working poor.